This is a mistake. I'm not who you think.
Ma'am, you lied about the parking.
I'm a federal agent. You're making a huge mistake.
The flashing red and blue lights reflected off the storefront windows as a small crowd gathered on the sidewalk. In the middle of it all stood a sharply dressed black woman beside her SUV, her voice steady but firm. "This is my parking spot," she said, but the sheriff wasn't listening. According to him, she was parked illegally in a restricted zone. He claimed there had been complaints. He insisted she was refusing to cooperate. And within minutes, what should have been a simple conversation turned into something far bigger. "Ma'am, step away from the vehicle." She didn't shout. She didn't resist. She simply asked a question. "Can you show me the violation?" Instead of answering, the sheriff reached for her wrist. Gasps rippled through the bystanders. Someone started recording. The woman looked around, clearly stunned but composed. "Do you even know who filed the complaint?" she asked calmly. "That doesn't matter," the sheriff replied. "You're under arrest." Handcuffs clicked into place. That's when things started to shift. A store manager rushed out of the building looking confused. "What's going on?" he asked. The sheriff confidently explained that she was trespassing in a reserved area and had ignored multiple warnings. The woman finally spoke again, her voice unwavering. "I own this building." The crowd went silent. The manager froze. "Actually, she does," he said slowly. "She purchased the property last year." The sheriff's expression changed, but he doubled down. Ownership doesn't override city parking laws. But here's what he didn't know. The woman wasn't just the property owner. She was also a major donor to the city's redevelopment project, the very project that funded upgrades to the sheriff department's facilities. Her name was on plaques inside City Hall. She sat on the advisory board that reviewed municipal policies. And she had documents in her purse proving that the restricted zone sign had been removed weeks earlier after city approval. Within minutes, another patrol car pulled up, not to assist with the arrest, but to speak to the sheriff. The recording had already been shared online. Viewers watching live could see the shift in body language, the confidence, the certainty, slowly replaced with hesitation. The handcuffs came off. "Ma'am, there seems to be some confusion," the sheriff muttered. She straightened her jacket, rubbing her wrists where the cuffs had been. "There was no confusion," she replied. "There was an assumption." The bystanders didn't miss that line. By that evening, the video had thousands of shares. By the next morning, it had millions of views. News outlets picked it up. Questions were asked about procedure, about bias, about how quickly authority can escalate without verification. An internal review was announced within 48 hours. But what really made people stop and think wasn't her title, her influence, or her connections. It was her composure. She never yelled. She never resisted. She simply stood her ground and let the truth speak. Because sometimes the most powerful statement isn't who you are, it's how you carry yourself when someone tries to diminish you. And in this case, the sheriff learned that lesson the hard way.